Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief AP Gaines here. And I've had many hours to calm and collect myself from the unbelievable anger that has befallen me after this recent dev post. We're going to break it down. I'm sure lots of you guys have seen it. I've actually talked with lots of you guys on the Discord, and you guys didn't seem too upset about it, which confused me. And I'll explain why you should be pretty upset and why it might be the worst thing to ever happen to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Like ever. I mean, it's pretty bad. Before we jump into it, we're trying to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of April. If that's something you want to be a part of, please subscribe. If that's not something you're interested in, don't worry about it. No big deal. Let's switch over. Here I have the dev post. Now, it's pretty short, so I'll probably read some of it. I'm not going to bore you too much because I'm sure you guys have already read it, but I'm going to highlight some things that are just frankly unacceptable. All right. Grand Arena Championship divisions will soon be receiving some changes. That's definitely an understatement. Intended to promote a more balanced and competitive Grand Arena Championship experience. Well, we'll see about that. To address the diverse range of GPs at the highest levels of GAC, we will be redistributing the number of players in GAC divisions to closely reflect the ratio of players that were originally in those divisions at the time of GAC's launch. So far, not too much. When I first read this, I was like, hey guys, it's just a reshuffle of GP, nothing crazy. If we go down to the bottom here, you can see that they changed it out. So no longer 4 million GP is Division 1 or whatever. Now Division 1 is 7.8 million GP. So right off the bat, your favorite YouTubers at the top are going to be Division 2 or Division 3. Who's got 8 million GP and a will to live? We'll find out in the coming months. If you guys have 8 million GP, hit me up because, I need you guys to carry me to get some cam shards. Just kidding. All right, so let's hop into it. So rewards are staying unchanged, which is fine, I guess. And I wish the rewards were better, but they'll stay unchanged. The top divisions will require more character squads. Ships will remain unchanged to address the growth and expansion of rosters. So when I first read this, I completely missed the word top, and I read it as the divisions will require more characters and squads. Ships will remain unchanged to address the growth and expansion of rosters that have undergone since the original update, or the original launch of GAC, rather. It's just the top. So they're screwing over literally everyone else. So as you can see here, Division 1 had 4 total squads. That's nice. People who were there, who were up at the 8 million GP mark, are probably like, finally, I can finally use my rosters. I have Relic Tuskens, including Relic Tusken women and children. I have full Relic Ewoks and Jawas. I can use all of this random stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. Division 2 had 3 total squads. That'll be nice. Division 2 had 2 total squads. Division 6 had 1 total squad. This is nice. The problem is, oh my goodness, I went too far. This is a slide that Darth Loquitur shared with me, and if you haven't checked out his video already, we did a more in-depth analysis of some of the specific changes, so go check out his channel. I'm sure most of my viewers know who he is. I'll link the video in the description. Let's use an example from my account. I'm at the Division 3 area, which used to be 3.1 million GP. I used to use 6 teams offensively and defensively, which is totally fine. 6 teams is great. I can use 6 teams. Now Division 3 is 9 teams, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty great, but that's for 6 million GP. If we drop down to where I'm in Division 7 now, I'm only using 4 teams. Which means that all of the teams that I have set up for a long, fun Grand Arena, where we do live streams, we can mix match, we can either be dominant and win really easily, get great banners, or we can meme around and go, cup lead Wat Tambor C-3PO for max banners in 3v3, which was a big hit. Now I only get 4 teams, which means there's less opportunities to mess around for players who maybe want to have some fun, or there's just less teams that I get to use, which means all of the stuff that I've built up, all of the teams that I've built up to different levels. I have high relic teams. I have teams with gear 12 and 1 relic in a specific spot because I was being efficient, and I knew that if I had 1 relic and some gear 12s, I could dominate certain squads with that team. Being efficient, being a great strategic Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player, that's out the window. Now, I will admit it's not looking good for Capital Games. I'm still holding out hope that eventually they're going to retract this after they realize that this is terrible. But can you imagine you're at 3 million GP, let's say. You're about a mid-game player. You have a bunch of teams. You have Jedi Knight Revens, Darth Revens, you have Gases, you have Padmes, you have Bounty Hunters, you have all this stuff. And you're like, man, I get to use all these teams on offense. Every farm, all of the time spent, all of the resources invested, all of the late night grinds, all of the everything, the culmination of all of my work, I get to use all of that. And that's what makes Grand Arena so amazing, is everything that I've ever done has equaled content for me. Now, it's slightly different for me. I make YouTube videos. I can have more memes, more interaction with people on streams, more interactions on Discord. I can do fun stuff. But if I wasn't making videos, if I was just a player, all of that time I spent grinding up a bounty hunter team, for instance, I may never use that bounty hunter team. All that time I spent grinding up, let's say, my BAM squad, I might never use that team ever again, because I have more than 8 teams. I have way more than 8 teams. I want to use the depths of my roster. I want everyone to be able to use more squads, not just people at 3.85 million GP and up. You know what I'm saying? I want this increase in teams to be for everyone. Maybe it starts a little bit lower. Maybe it starts at 1.6 million GP. And yeah, maybe at that point you're not going to have every team super geared up to you, but you're going to throw in some squads. You're going to have to use your brain. You're going to have to follow good farming guides. I was originally upset that this might make my farming guides obsolete. Since I've had time to reflect, I looked through some of my old guides. I looked through some changes that they're coming to the game. My guides are still totally fine. I was a little worried at first there. Still the most efficient free-to-play farming guide, so you guys don't have to worry about that too much. The only thing that changes is, like, you're going to have more squads than you know what to do with. You're going to have too many good teams, and you're not going to be able to use it. And then every time a CLS team or, a Traya team or a Darth Vader, so like all of these great teams that you've grinded from the farming guide, all of that work you've put in, you're never going to be able to use them until you get up to 3 million, 4 million, 5, 6 million galactic power. I think this is right. Let's just say the chart is right. Let's just say the chart's right. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm using 6 teams, right? I'm having fun. That's a great spot for where my roster is at. 6 teams, offensive and defensive, is great, fantastic. No arguments whatsoever. The next time I'm going to be able to have comparable amounts of content and fun is when I'm double my GP. I need 3 million more galactic power to have the same levels of fun that I've had forever. It's absolutely crazy. I can't believe Capital Games is doing this. It's completely BS. As you guys know, Galactic Legends were invented to give the people who spend money a distinct advantage. And that's totally fine. They spend tens of thousands of dollars. They have sway with Capital Games. They got characters added, and now the whole community has been able to benefit from Galactic Legends. We get them slower if we're free to play, if we don't spend a bunch of money, but we can still get them. They're accessible content. And I mean, rushing them right off the bat is not a great idea, but they're still an option for you. So characters were kind of gate locked by money at first. Now Capital Games has switched from gate locking characters to actual fun. The fun is not there anymore. You know what I'm saying? 6 teams offensive and defensively was fantastic. You guys hopped in my streams. We blow through the front wall. We open up the back wall. There's bad teams there. We know our opponent can't beat our defense or our ships. We have an opportunity to play around with 4 teams on the back wall. For this last 3v3 go around, 4 teams on the back wall. We can use level 80 characters. We can throw in level 1s. We can use low-bot solos. We can have a great time. That's not there anymore. Not only is it going to, and I understand that's a little selfish of me to say this as a content creator, it's going to affect the amount of interaction I can have with you guys, but it's going to, even if I wasn't streaming or recording video, it's a detriment to the amount of fun I can have playing this game. And there's already not a ton to do. Grand Arena is kind of the only lifeblood of this game. If Grand Arena didn't exist, no one would play this game. I mean, people say, oh, Grand Arena doesn't give you great rewards if you want to build your roster, but the only reason you need to build your roster is for Grand Arena. Grand Arena is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So them doing this for no apparent reason is I don't know. It's stupid. I'm really holding out hope that that this is a late April Fool's joke, or they just didn't think this over very much. I'm gonna end with this really quickly. This chart, Locorders guys made. Some of them know, like, they know people, so it's got backing, it's got clout behind it. But let's just say that's not true, and we get to keep our same teams. And what division would I be in? I'd be in 7. So let's say I was up in 6. If everything's the same, I still use 6 teams. And like the amount of teams I use, everything's changed except for they just bumped the division down. I'm totally fine with that. That's what I was hoping. That would actually be a good change to the game. That would be a fantastic change to the game. But I've been convinced. I mean, I was really holding out hope. I've been convinced by other content creators that that's not what's going to happen. People who have personal connections to members of Capital Games on the dev team have told me that my hopes are not warranted, that that's not what's going to happen. And it's frustrating, man. It's really frustrating. The game seemed to be on an upward trend. We're preparing for Galactic Legends. We have Bad Batch content. There's stuff to do. They added Galactic Challenges and Conquest, and all of the stuff has been great. But for them to do something like this is just absolutely crazy. So, I don't know, man. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you later.